Well, here's what a few folks are saying to Barry Larkin about his election to the Hall of Fame. Current Red player Brandon Phillips saying Barry Larkin, congrats to him, his idol, for getting elected to the Hall. Doc Gooden offering his congratulations. And then Larkin's former teammate Sean Casey, congrats to Barry Larkin, maybe the greatest shortstop all around ever. Now, one guy who does not tweet is Willie Randolph, though fans are clamoring for him to be on Twitter. Is that going to happen?
No, I don't think so, brother.
All right. Now, but what would you have to say to Barry Larkin in his election to the Hall of Fame?
Well, I'd say, first of all, congratulations, brother. This guy, a good friend of mine, outstanding player for so many years. The thing I love about Larkin is that, you know, in the era where they had all the big shortstops like Ripken and Rodriguez and those guys, he was more of the prototypical shortstop for his size. But he had the power. He would run the bases. You know, he play great defense. Played on turf, so, you know, he had a little advantage there. But played on some great teams. And on that 1990 team that beat the Oakland A's that I was on that time. But just an unbelievable human being, a local guy, plays in Cincinnati, lived in Cincinnati, and then just an outstanding player. Look at that power to all fields. Just a guy that knew how to play the game and sacrificed a lot, doing the little things, and kept that legacy going in Cincinnati, the Big Red Machine.
And you always love those players that spend their entire career with a team, 19 years with the Reds.
Right, and Willie said it great. I mean, this is a guy, he was Cincinnati. With those Cincinnati Reds teams, you looked at what he was able to bring: power, speed, and defense. I always thought he was a first ballot Hall of Famer. I voted for him the first year, the second year, the third year. He finally got over that 75% mark, and he scaled it very easily, getting about 86% of the vote. But this is a guy who is one of the better shortstops of all time. I won't go the way Sean Casey did. He wasn't the best shortstop of all time, but he will get his day in Cooperstown, and it's much deserved.
Yeah, and Mark, he did get a big jump. Jack mentioned the 86.4 to get elected. He went up from 62.1. That's a heck of a leap.
And I think he's got to feel good about that, Bob, because 88%, you're not talking about just skating in by the skin of your teeth here. 88% is or 86% is very legitimate vote total, and I think he deserves it. You look at what he did over the course of his career. People look at shortstop now as more of an offensive position than they did maybe towards the tail end of his career, you know, when Alex Rodriguez and Jeter and Nomar and Tejada and those guys started coming in. People started looking at shortstop more as a big-time offensive position. When Barry Larkin started his career, that wasn't what that position was about, and he really personified what shortstop was about during the length of his career.